Call in the name of love. In the name of love.
Hi guys, how are you doing? How are you? Have you been? Good to have you here. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What's up? How did Val go for you? It was just a Tuesday, right? How did it go for you? Tell me. Hope you've not finished the cake and chocolate. The flowers, I'm not interested. I dash you that one. The wine, have fun. But you see that cake and chocolate? Please share. It's still February and we're still loving, okay? Share with me. I'm interested. Oh, I hope also you didn't get served breakfast or you didn't serve anybody breakfast. Anyways, it's better to have a broken relationship than have a broken marriage, okay? Sending you love and kisses and hugs. You'll be all right. Don't worry, you'll be all right. For those of you that collected rings, okay, oh, hope you took the ring with your full chest, though. Hope he's who you want, okay? Hope he's who you want. You have to open your eyes and kidney and everything to get into marriage. If you took the ring just because you don't want to embarrass him, the charade is over, the party is over. Return the son of man, return the ring of the son of man, okay? He'll be all right, you'll be all right. Marriage is a choice. It has to be your choice, okay? You have to choose to get into marriage so that you can do the work that is required, okay? I'm Rita Edward. If you're here for the first time, I'm Rita Edward, a woman loved by God, a woman loved by her husband. My husband's love for me is amazing. A woman supported by her husband, a woman helped by her husband. I love my husband so much. For me, Valentine doesn't end, actually. It doesn't end. I'm grateful for my husband. I'm grateful for all that he does for me. I'm grateful for how he makes me feel. I'm grateful for the fact that I'm important to him. I'm grateful for the fact that he sees me, okay? I love you so much, Harrison Edwards. We die here, we go nowhere. Thank you so much, sir, for all you do. I refuse to take for granted your love for me. I love you so much. I can't say that enough. I love you so much. I'm grateful for your leadership. I'm grateful for the fact that you love and you fear God. I'm grateful for the fact that you want to stay in his will. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This is how many years? 13 years and counting that we've been married, and the love has never been better, right? It has never been a better yesterday for us, you know. I'm grateful, sir, that you're committed, okay? You're committed to making me happy, making the marriage work. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for all that you do. God bless you, sir. I love you so much. Okay, guys. If you're new here, please subscribe to the channel, like, share, drop a comment, okay? Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, you know, we've been talking, I mentioned last week about the fact that we'll be reading the Bible a lot this year. So, I hope you've been reading the Bible. I hope you've been reading the Bible. This book of Acts is like we're watching a movie, honestly. It's like a movie, literally. So I want to just read something. If you've been reading, that means you will probably get what I want to read. But if not, maybe you should read this particular chapter 4. So because of time, I don't want to like read through. I just want to read a verse, chapter 4, verse 29. And it says, "And now, Lord, take notice of the threat they have made, and allow us, your servants, to speak your message with all boldness." Wow. If you read upwards, right, I'm correct. If you read up, you'll see that the apostles were going about preaching the gospels and the gospel and all of that. And then the Jewish leaders called them, and this is not just calling like I called you on the phone or something, questioning them and all of that. At a point, they even told them that they couldn't charge them with anything, you know, because the people could see the work that they were doing and the people were happy, you know, so they didn't have any reason to charge them, you know. And then they said, Okay, do you know what? You guys will have to agree that you would not talk about Jesus and everything. And they looked at them. The apostles looked at them and said, you self, take am. Should we obey you or we should obey God? When I told you that this book of Acts is a movie, you think I'm joking. So you self, check am. Like, to look at it. Should we obey you or we should? But then, all of these persecutions and all continued, you know, and then when the apostles went back to the other Christians, when they were released and went back to the other Christians, and then they told them everything that has happened, they came together and they prayed. You need to read up. Because of time, I really don't want to go into details. I just want to pick this part out. You need to read up and see their prayer. These are people that were faced by, how should I put it, the council, you know, and they said, and now Lord, take notice of their threat, of the threat they have made, and allow us your servant to speak your message with boldness. I thought that they were going to pray that God shut their mouths, or God close their eyes, or God take them away, you know, or something. Or God get them to stop harassing us. This is your gospel we're preaching. Anything that will make them stop us. If anything, the persecution was good, because the persecution was making them spread the gospel. Because if they were not persecuted, they probably would be in one place, you know, and maybe the gospel would not even get to us. But then it was their prayer for me that God, allow us your servant to speak your message with boldness. With boldness. Guys, let's continue our gist let's go into the conversation for today. But I beg you, read the Bible for yourself. You know, last week I mentioned that when you read the Bible, you get information, you get inspiration, you get direction, and you get intimate with God. I beg you, read the Bible for yourself this year. You would love it. It will be an amazing experience for you. You know, most times you go to church and hear some things, you don't even know where they are in the Bible. When you begin to read the Bible, you can relate, you can touch it, you can, you know. Let's get into the conversation for today. We're still talking about our husband. So last week I was saying that you need to accept that your husband is your head. You need to accept that your husband is your authority. And I also mentioned that it's a hard thing, you know. It's a hard thing. It's not just something you say with your mouth. So do you know what? When I talk about marriage and I talk about relationship, I'm not just telling you what I'm not just talking because I'm a pastor's wife, or because we teach marriage, or because we read one book, or we did one course. No, I'm telling you what I believe. I'm telling you what I do. Do you get? I'm telling you principles that I believe in and that we apply. So I'm not just, because anybody can talk about, you can read a book and talk about marriage, but this is a passion. It's beyond speaking English. And I'm telling you what I do, so that you know when somebody is doing something, or somebody has done something and you're about to do that thing, you just have this confidence that, okay, I can do it. At least a human being with 2 eyes, 2 ears, 2 hands, 1 mouth is doing this thing, so it means I can do it. So, you know, I said that to let you know that I'm not just speaking English, okay? I believe in this thing and I know that it will work. So I also mentioned last week that there's the way my husband puts it, that submission is a gift that your husband, that a wife gives to their husband. It's a gift that a woman gives to her husband. We can't even start talking about submission, if you've not accepted that this person is your head, if you've not accepted that this person is your authority. Like I was giving examples and scenarios last week, and I mentioned that when you go to work, you just want to know, when you're at work, who is the boss. It's not about what is being said or what's not said. Who is the boss? Who is the one in charge? Okay, this is the person in charge. Okay, no wahala. You might not really believe what the person is saying also, but because it's the person in charge, because you have accepted that this is the authority here, you just align. It's the same thing in marriage. You need to accept first that this is the authority here in this house. This is the authority, and then everything just begins to go from there. See, we all have our place, okay? So we all have our place, okay? Even at work, everybody has their place. If you are the HR, you are the HR. If you are the front desk person, you are the front desk person. Yes, at some time, or at some time in a business or in an organization, you get one person doing excuse me, doing the job of 2 3 people. But how it should be normally is that everybody has their job, and then if you're in accounting, do your accounting. If you are here, everybody just stay in your place. You are the wife, okay? Stay in your place. The man is the head. Let him stay in his place. Help him. That's what we're created for, okay? You know, I said something last week. I said the man did not call himself the head. God did. The same way the man did not call you his helper, God did. It's an assignment. You see, being a wife is an assignment that God gave to you. Of course, being a husband is an assignment that God gave to the man. But since we're women, and since I'm talking to you, let's stay with ourselves and let's talk. The man will be sorted. Don't worry, the way I'm talking to you is the same way somebody will be talking to the man too. Okay, so let's leave the man aside and then let's get it right with ourselves. Okay, so the reason why I'm doing this particular video, this particular series, is because a lot of women are having it hard in marriage, okay, and they really want a great marriage. They are doing all that they can, putting in the work, you know. And you know, one of the hardest thing to go through is to be doing something the wrong way. Okay, so it's to be running a race in the wrong direction. Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. Imagine that you are running a race, there is a competition and you're running, but then you're running on the wrong direction. So every other person is running and you're also running, putting in the work, you know, you're sweating, kata is coming from everywhere, nose, ear, everywhere, but you're running in the wrong direction. By the time you find out, maybe at the middle of the race, you now find out that, oh my God, I'm the only one here, every other person is going this way. You know, it can be really tiring and frustrating. And then I've related with a lot of women in this situation. I really don't want another woman to run the race, put in the work in the wrong direction. That is why last week, first, I said that you need to accept that the man is the head. When you've accepted that the man is the head, when you accept that the man is the authority, the next thing is to stay in your place. Stay in your place as the wife. Accept the assignment that God has given you as a wife. He gave you an assignment that you should be a helpmate to this man. Do you get? Focus on your job as the wife. Focus on your job as helping, and help. And don't take the man's job. That's the reason why you're frustrated. Okay? You've accepted, thank you very much. You've accepted that he's your head. Now, stay in your place. You see this marriage thing, there's a way God has arranged it for it to be. And there is the world's way. If you do it God's way, you get God's result. If you do it the world's way, you get the world's result. So the ball is actually in your court. You shoot your shoot. All right? So if you're getting a particular result, what you ask yourself is, how am I doing this thing? I know that it can be, quote and unquote, difficult to do it God's way, but it's better. When you're doing it God's way, it feels like you're a fool. It feels like you don't have sense. But my dear, it's better. I'm glad at the result I'm getting in my marriage because I'm doing it God's way. I accept that my husband is my head. I accept that he is my authority. And I'm staying in my place as his wife. I'm staying in my place as I'm staying in the assignment that God has given to me as his wife. He gave me an assignment that you are the wife of this person. Whosoever you get married to is your assignment. So you see that assignment, you have to do it. There is work that needs to be done. You have to do it. You see, the Proverbs 31 woman is a woman that lived. Is a woman that was being described, okay? The king's mom was talking about her. My husband didn't choose me, didn't tell me to be the Proverbs 31 woman. I read that story or that description and I decided that this is the woman I want to be. And then staying in your place as a wife does not mean that you don't get to live, does not mean that you don't get to fulfill purpose, does not mean that you see the part where her husband celebrates her. Do you see the part where her children bless her? Do you see the part where she's being talked about? Do you see all the many things that she does? We'll get into the details of the Proverbs 31 woman, but this is a character. This is an example that I chose. Okay, you know, again, submission is a gift that you give to your husband. If my husband had told me that, babe, I want you to be this Proverbs 31 woman, it might be difficult. But because I made that decision myself, because I set the standard myself, it's easier for me to go through the process.
Call in the name of love.